Hi my berries, it's Mary, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 books that I just bought just because they're beautiful. First, I wanted to show Gods of Want. I mostly bought this because the cover is so vibrant. It's a modernized version of a bestiary scroll art. It's monstrous, it's deeply human, it's mythical, and it's a bit unsettling when you look at it. It's really hard to look away from. The spine is wonderful as well. It's simple, but it's effective with the use of warmth against the white. When I look inside of it though, I mean, it is a collection of short stories, but I bookmarked it because there is like a big imbalance of exposition and dialogue. It's just a lot of long paragraphs. The line height is very close together. For me, it's just harder to get through it when I'm reading something like that. When you go into a different story, you can see here that they did something different with the formatting because of the theme. It offers something to the plot. It's not just about what's written, it's how it's displayed as well. I bought it because it was facing the front on the shelf at Barnes & Noble's and it just really caught my eye. And I have other books by this author. Yeah, it just caught my eye mostly. I love the use of warmth and cool colors together, and if it's done effectively, it's gonna make me want to buy it. And I have not read it yet. I have to be in the mood to, read short story collections, but I intend to. Yeah, it's just one of those that I just have to be in the mood. I would actually recommend pairing this with an oolong tea. Very energetic, very grounding, and I think that this would adequately match it. Oh, my tea's almost ready, so I'm gonna make me some tea real quick. Today I'm gonna be drinking a blend of Moringa and Seabuckthorn. This one is a really good one. Has tons of nutrients and health benefits. I highly recommend it. Oh, I spilled some. Whoops. So next up we have Supper Club by Lara Williams. I love the contrasting yellow from the deep reddish brown colors in the background. It really stands out. I love that there's a handwritten sans serif font and it has a wide kerning. It feels more natural. It feels like it's energetic with that type of font. It makes it seem raw and deeply human, and that's something I can appreciate. And it is hardback. I'm not opposed to hardback, but I do prefer a paperback. The warmth that this thing has overall, even with the yellow, I don't know why, but yellow is this in between that feels cool, but it feels warm. I don't know. I mean, it's like the sun, so I guess it would do that. Really like that this has an overall warmth to it because it feels passionate, it feels inviting, but at the same time you don't know when you see yellow or red, so if there's something you should be mindful or watchful of. That's something that I found very unique about this cover. It is the UK version of this book. UK is always better than the US when it comes to covers in my book. Overall, I love that the UK version has this still life in it, and I'm an art history nerd anyways, and it's giving 17th century still lifes. Jacob Van Es, he was famous for his fruit still lifes in porcelain. It has a clear distinction of foreground and background. The yellow really pops out. It kind of clashes, but not really. Mostly because you have these greenish and yellow green hues that are coming through, and it's balanced by this little fruit that's in here mixed with the highlights of this. Now, that Jacob Van Es was really good about his rendition of light, and I think that is well executed here as well. And when you look at the spine, it also has the fruits coming through. It's there on the back. When you open it up, the line height is pretty good. It's like a 1.2. It's not bad when it comes to the balance of exposition and dialogue. I have read this book. It's a wonderful book, but it's very much about the internal experience. The main character interacts with a group of people. It's not that they talk a lot, but it has intention when words are spoken because it's more minimal, and the book is deeply reflective, so it makes sense why it was like that. But overall, great book, great cover. It matches very well. The outside has this like texture to it, and it has the embossing of the author's initials, which I liked. But what I don't like is this glossy black material with it. But I mean, when it does slide out, it kind of gives a nice differentiation from the dust jacket to the actual book. Inside, you know, it does have that groundwood paper, very traditional for fiction books. Overall, I do prefer a paperback though. I actually bought this because it was recommended on TikTok for like weird girl lit fic, and that's what enticed me, but it was mostly the still life in the center. And so for supper club, I would actually pair this with what I'm drinking, which is the Moringa tree with the Seabuckthorn blend. Very Eastern and European, beneficial, not just for your body, but for the soul, just like this book. Spellshop. This one is by Sarah Beth Durst. Oh, I loved this book. This book is just absolutely wonderful. If you want a summer read, which is coming up, grab this book. It did come in hardback. I did get it when it first came out. I saw this on the Barnes & Noble's newsletter. Let's talk about the cover. Well, for a moment, let's just appreciate the spread. Pastel purple just goes so well. We have a warm subject matter. It just takes you right into the scene. The reversal of having a cool title that's semi-transparent, opaque, bright, vibrant subject matter for the cover, and it takes up majority of the cover. What's great is you're like looking into the scene, and it's inviting. Like, I want to go here. I want to live here. It is very cottagecore, these warm elements juxtaposed with purples. I like how the white for the little accents, it really works with this. And having a modern sans serif font with something that would feel more whimsical or majestic or fantasy-like, it definitely works for me. The composition is great because, as you can see, we have all of these dark greens that are encapsulating what is beyond, especially with the wings and the branches here and these triangular compositions. It really keeps you in the picture plane, and it's very enticing when it comes to buying a book. The inside cover is just like a monochromatic purple moment. When you go inside, like, sure, the line height is, you know, a little bit smaller, closer together. That's okay, and it works, but what got me was not just this beautiful spread. Each chapter has this like berry situation with it. I love some line art, and this was just wonderful accents to each chapter. The font is very traditional for, you know, a fantasy book. I have read it. It was a long book, but it was a wonderful book, and I just wanted to stay there forever. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like a low angst romance, not too many stakes to stress you out. Very cozy read. The characters are kind of relatable. The love interest is great. The sentient spider plant is just fantastic. I didn't know so much personality could come from a sentient plant, but Kaz really was actually one of my favorite characters. In fact, I would read a whole story about this plant. He was a dry humor, witty sort of character. Oh, I just loved it. It was wonderful. Highly recommend. Go get it if you can still get the purple spread. I would pair this book with a lemon balm and hibiscus blend, a little bit of hibiscus, 2 parts of the lemon balm. This is a very grounding while also being very bright, and hibiscus flower tastes like cranberry with this whole berry theme. You'll understand if you read it. While you might think I might recommend a blueberry tea or some other berry tea, no, the mix of how special Kaz is and his vibe mixed with the main character's vibe, lemon balm and hibiscus definitely would do the trick. Our thing is ready, so we're gonna just give it a wait, hold it up, a little beautiful, give it a little stir. stirry stir. Let's give it a little taste test. Ah, tastes like summer. Next up, I want to talk about My Roommate is a Vampire. I would always see it in the store. I never would pull the trigger to get it. Side note, I actually bought this on a trip I took. My sister-in-law and I call it book camp. So what we do is once a year, we'll go to a select location, save up all of our Barnes & Noble stamps, hoard them until this very time, read a lot of books, buy a lot of books, coffee and tea constantly flowing, always reading if we're home. We have like one shopping day where we go to like 5 or 6 different bookstores and ball out. It's great to use the stamps at Barnes & Noble's because then we can actually put more money into smaller businesses and smaller bookstores. This past year we went to Asheville and there's a wonderful bookstore called Malaprops. They had all of the weird girl lit fic books that I was looking for that weren't at Barnes & Noble's, and the Asheville location has 2 stories, so you would think that it would be there, but a lot of the books I wanted actually weren't there. They were at the smaller stores. This book was at Barnes & Noble's, and I finally pulled the trigger to get it. I love the asymmetry when it comes to this cover. We have this opposites attract supported by the moon and the sun over here, and you can tell that she's the sunshine to his grumpy Gil's mood. You would think that this yellow would actually clash with what's going on, but because of the pink, it actually supports it. It doesn't come to the front so much because this white and this font is so like thick in the stroke that it takes the impact. It's like we can clearly tell what's happening here. For a romance book, I love that, what's happening is obvious. In a lot of romance books, you have 2 characters on the cover and they're like in a romantic situation already. I like to be able to tell the dynamic of their relationship from the cover. On the spine, you have this divide. And on the back, you have it as well. I mean, it's a bit off, but I love how they organize this back cover content. We have thinner pages in feel. It has a great flop. We have differentiation when it comes to the font. Like here we have some handwritten text going on because it's a handwritten note. In other parts, we have this, which is like a text exchange between people. Everything was very differentiated and you could tell clearly what was going on. There's a great balance between exposition and dialogue, so you're constantly wanting to turn the page, wanting to read the next chapter. So I recommend it like during the summer or fall. I have read this book and it was great. So I read it at book camp and I'm a slow reader and I managed to finish it in like 4 days. It was great to sit out on my swingy chair and just get engrossed in this book. What I actually really loved was the author's bio. She's only written 2 books. I wish that there were so many more. There was like over 200 pages. Okay, it's like 337 pages. It didn't feel like it though. But the author's bio is wonderful. It's like, by day, Jenna Levine works to increase access to affordable housing in the American South. By night, she writes romance novels where ridiculous things happen to beautiful people. When Jenna isn't writing, she can usually be found crying over K-dramas, starting knitting projects she won't finish, or spending time with her family and small army of cats. In her other book, she mentioned how she like always has a Diet Coke in hand, and I'm obsessed with that. If you enjoyed this content today, please like and subscribe to my channel. Let me know down below in the comments if you've read any of these books and enjoyed them. Let me know of books that you also bought because they were beautiful.